The decision by San Francisco's representatives sent shockwaves through the Capitol. This as control of the House is switching to Republicans. Let's get to CBS News' Natalie Brand. She is live on Capitol Hill for us. Natalie?
Good afternoon, Liz. And heading into today, into this announcement, it was unclear what decision the speaker had made, despite weeks and months even of speculation. This afternoon, she announced she will stay on as a member of the U.S. House, serving San Francisco. But when it comes to who will lead House Democrats, she called it a new dawn.
Never would I have thought that someday I would go from homemaker to House Speaker.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced she's stepping down from leadership when Republicans take control of the chamber next year.
With great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress.
Pelosi, now 82, became the nation's first woman to hold the Speaker's gavel in 2007. She's led House Democrats for nearly 20 years.
For me, the hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect. And I'm grateful that so many are ready and willing to shoulder this awesome responsibility.
One-party Democrat rule in Washington is finished. We have fired Nancy Pelosi.
House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy, who's campaigning to become Speaker of the House next session, appeared on Fox News Wednesday night and said that oversight of the Biden administration will be at the top of their agenda.
The Biden administration has answered none of our requests for information regarding the Biden family or the financial transactions they engaged in.
We're committed to getting to the truth, the facts. We think that's what the American people are entitled to.
The GOP win of the House sets the stage for a divided Congress, but with slim majorities in both the House and Democratic-controlled Senate.
The yeas are 62, the nays are 37.
In a move to finish end-of-the-year business, Senate Democrats and 12 Republicans advanced a measure Wednesday which would codify same-sex and interracial marriages into federal law. The bill was proposed after the Supreme Court overturned decades-old precedent on abortion.
The question of passage is not about if, but when.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says lawmakers will work on reaching an agreement to take a final vote as soon as possible.
And back to the Speaker's big announcement today. Fellow Bay Area Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren was the first to hug her following her remarks. And reflecting on the history of this moment, Speaker Pelosi noted that when she was elected more than 3 decades ago, when she came to Congress back in 1987, she says there were 12 Democratic women serving in the House. She noted now there are more than 90. And Liz, if you count up on the Republican side as well, there are nearly 130 women serving in the U.S. House.
Yeah, it's remarkable what she has done in politics, Natalie. And one of the moments that stuck out for me after the 15-minute announcement there was the huge standing ovation that she got there in the chamber. I thought that was so moving. You could really feel the respect and the admiration that was there for her in that room. Can you describe the feeling of the chamber right now? What's the buzz? Or is it a sad day, or is it a we're looking forward to the future type of feeling?
Well, there's definitely a sense, Liz, that it's an end of an era and just a lot of respect and admiration for her achievements in her 20 years as leader of House Democrats. Again, she's made history on a number of fronts. And one Republican member told reporters that even if he didn't agree with her politically on policy, he said you have to respect what she's done. And the Speaker herself noting some of the legislative achievements that she's most proud of went back to her time under former President Bush and noted investment in clean energy. She then also remarked on the Affordable Care Act under former President Obama, and then most recently, the Inflation Reduction Act under President Biden. And President Biden, in his statement, said with Speaker Pelosi as Speaker, you never had to worry if a bill would pass. You knew that she would get the votes every time, noting that she helped to pass what he called once-in-a-generation legislation during his first 2 years in office.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable, all the initiatives that she was a part of and, of course, the legislation, her connections to so many people in government. All right, Natalie, thank you so much. All right, let's take a look at some of the reactions after Nancy Pelosi's announcement of her decision to step down from her leadership position there. Pelosi broke what she called the marble ceiling for women in politics. Pelosi hopes that by stepping down, she will help pave the way for younger generations of Democratic politicians. All right, just to give you kind of a look at the scope of all this, what this really means. Nancy Pelosi's first time elected to Congress was in 1987 after winning a special election. She was then reelected to a full term 1 year later. She became the House Minority Leader in 2002. Then in 2007, she became the first woman to ever hold the Speaker of the House position. She lost the seat in 2011 and then got it back in 2019. And that was the first time someone was non-consecutively reelected to the position in 60 years. Pretty remarkable. We will have continuing coverage of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's decision to step aside from party leadership on CBS News Bay Area and KPIX.com. And right now on our website, you can watch today's entire address by Speaker Pelosi.